All right, next question. How to block signals when the ADXVMA is neutral. All right, so let's get the ADXVMA on the chart. And I'm going to use the Lizard Trader one. Let's see, I do have this AU one. But I'm not sure where that came from. Probably from Futures.io, Nexus.fi, maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to use the Lizard Trader one. I think that's the one that most people have here. So let's add this in, ADXVMA. And we'll just keep the 8 period standard. All right, there is our ADXVMA. And let's, there we go, slim that down a little bit. There. All right. So first I'm going to just create some test signals here. And I'm just going to use the inflection solver. All right, so with the inflection solver, let's switch the input over to price. All right, we can see, there we go. It just generates a ton of signals, something to work with. All right, now we can create that ADXVMA filter. So we're going to use, let's see here. So we're going to use the threshold solver with this indicator. All right, so let's plug in the ADXVMA into the indicators. There you go. We'll just do a little search. There it is. Now, the cool thing about the Lizard Trader indicator is it has this trend data series, right? Which is really the best way to identify when the ADXVMA is in a trend or neutral. And you can see it identifies perfectly when the ADXVMA is neutral. Right? So you could try and use the slope solver and say, okay, right, when this moving average is flat, you know, that's neutral. But as you can see, sometimes it's not always flat. Yeah, if I keep stretching this out, right, we can see there's a little downslope here. Right? So, yeah, you know, so because of that little downslope, you can't necessarily rely on the ADXVMA being perfectly flat to tell you, oh, it's neutral. Right? So instead, Harry over at Lizard Trader, you know, created that trend output to tell us there. Right? So basically, this is probably the standard filtering that you would want for your signals, right? So when the ADXVMA is sloping up, you have a long trade signal filter. So let's connect this together. So we have our signals coming in like so, right? Long, short, long, short, long, short, all that. And now we can add in our ADXVMA filter like so. Right, there you go. And now we only see the long signals, right? And when the ADXVMA is down, we're only seeing short signals. So that's probably the most common. Let's see here. Let's copy this and paste another one down here. All right, so there we go. So that's our typical filter there. There. Now, if you want to be, go with precisely how this is written, just block signals when it's neutral, then right, we're going to look for when it's not neutral. Right. So this time we need to open up the threshold rules, and we're looking for when it is not equal to 0, right? So 0 means the ADXVMA is neutral. And so we're looking for when it's not equal to 0. Let's connect that in. There we go. And there we have it. So now, whenever the ADXVMA is trending, we have a long and a short output, which allows any kind of signal to get through. But of course, when it's neutral, there is no output, and so that's what blocks the signals, right? So the no output is what blocks signals. So we can add another AND node here. Right, connect that in. Right, there's all of our signals, even when it's neutral. There we go, neutral, neutral. And so now if I connect in our filters, there we go. So we can see all the signals disappear. All the signals disappear. Right, and so whenever the ADXVMA is trending or not neutral, signals can get through, right? So there you go. Just depends on what exactly you're looking for. But yeah, those would be your two most common uses as far as signal filtering, right? Or yeah, blocking signals. So. All right, well that does it for my last emailed in question there.